Hey guys, so I got to check out Edge of Tomorrow, the new Tom Cruise movie that opens this weekend a little early, and I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting to like it when I went into the theater. Mostly because I'm just not that big of a fan of Doug Liman. Now, I loved The Bourne Identity. I think that's a legitimately really great movie, but his other action movies, Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Jumper, have just kind of not been good at all. Ultimately, I think he's just done better work as an executive producer on TV, like from The OC to Covert Affairs and to Suits. I've just always put more stock in his track record as a TV producer than as a film director. But anyway, the trailers for Edge of Tomorrow looked fine. You know, it was Tom Cruise doing a bunch of Tom Cruise-y things. It looked like a pretty solid sci-fi action movie as far as trailers go. So really, the only thing I brought into this movie was kind of my baggage about Doug Liman, and I was thinking that the movie would just be a Doug Liman level okay. So I watched the movie, went home, thought about it for a while just to make sure it wasn't my lowered expectations that made the movie seem better than it actually was, but Edge of Tomorrow kicked ass. The movie, which is based on the book All You Need Is Kill, was really a lot of fun. I even got to the theater late and got stuck with a shitty seat way down in the front, and it was still a lot of fun. Now, unlike All You Need Is Kill, where we follow a fresh recruit into the battle, Edge of Tomorrow follows Tom Cruise, who is more or less a PR guy for the United Defense Force. Tom Cruise has done more or less the same thing in every movie since Magnolia. It's not a bad thing. It's not that he's bad. It's a good thing that he does. He's great at being Tom Cruise. It's just we're used to it by now. In Edge of Tomorrow, we get to see him doing something a little different, though. He's a coward. He's got this slick sort of ad man, Jerry Maguire kind of charm away from the battlefield, but when he's faced with actually storming the beach, he's scared shitless. So the movies, of course, are a business, and you gotta put stars in all your movies, so it makes sense to want to put Tom Cruise in a movie this big. The good news is they didn't just cast him as like the young, fresh-faced recruit like from the book, All You Need Is Kill. They actually changed it to have it make sense that a 50-year-old guy would be this newbie going into war. Now, this is a big key difference between the book and the movie, and it's one that people are gonna be talking about for better or worse, but I think it's actually a pretty smart move. Making him kind of a media guy, a PR guy, makes the movie a little more relevant for today's audience. Whereas All You Need Is Kill dealt with the futility of war, Edge of Tomorrow deals with the detachment with which we view war through today's media. Also, rad guns and cool robot suits shooting aliens is rad. By which, of course, I mean the action was really cool too, particularly in a movie where you literally have to repeat yourself over and over and over again. Doug Liman used some really interesting visuals and created some cool kind of iconic imagery so that the audience could get their bearings every time he goes through this loop. It could be anything from a poster of Emily Blunt's character to like a really specific kind of explosion in the background. For a movie that had every chance to be this weird, muddy, confusing mess, Doug Liman really kept it on track through the whole film. And he used all these iconic images also in this really kind of subtly different way each time, so the film, about repeating the same day over and over again, didn't get repetitive. So the film becomes this kind of guess and check routine for Tom Cruise's character, and some of the time Doug Liman uses these really quick cutting montage sequences that are like rapid fire Tom Cruise deaths, and those get really funny, and that's where Bill Paxton's character really gets to shine. But also Liman and then Cruise through his performance use the fact that we're never quite sure how many times Tom Cruise has lived the day that we're watching to a great advantage. And that is where Emily Blunt's character gets to be really interesting. But for a character whose nickname is Full Metal Bitch, she actually gives a really cool, really layered performance. The only really negative thing that I can say about this movie is that I'm not sure that the ending made logical sense. But if it was nonsensical, it wasn't nonsensical in a way that broke the movie. I didn't care by the time we got to the end. So overall, it's a really solid, smartly constructed movie. I haven't been this impressed with Doug Liman since The Bourne Identity. And again, rad guns attached to choice-looking robot armor are awesome when they're blowing up boss aliens. So go check out Edge of Tomorrow. It opens this weekend, then come back. Let us know what you thought of it in the comments below. Click like and subscribe, and come back next time for more movie news on CineFix Now. It was like Saving Private Ryan and Starship Troopers and Groundhog's Day, and the Venn diagram of those three movies is pretty rad.